Good evening. It is 7 p.m. I will call this Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 Board of Selectmen meeting to order. Ken Bosley and myself are here in the Cine room, and Suzanne Witkowski is zooming in. With that, we'll move to agenda item 2, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from February 4th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on these minutes?
I have nothing.
I have nothing either. Suzanne, are you good?
I'm gonna have to turn my camera off. I don't have good reception where I'm at, but yes, I'm good.
Okay, all in favor of approving the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from February 4th, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance joint meeting from February 5th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on those minutes?
No.
None for me.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance joint meeting minutes from February 11th, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen special meeting minutes from February 18th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on these minutes?
No.
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And finally, I'll make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance joint meeting minutes from February 18th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Oh,
No.
Okay, the only thing that I want to point out was that on page 2, item F, it was in regard to the tax office budget presentation. It states that the postage and mailing vendor changed, but it's not that, it's the June tax bills have a new provider. So let me see. So put the last asterisk says postage and mailing expenses with a new provider, but it's not that, it's actually the June tax bills. The tax billing system has changed. So. All right, and that's all I have. So all in favor of approving the minutes with that one modification, say aye.
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 Right. Moving on to correspondence, we received some correspondence from Jeff Gordon in regard to the proposed state budgets, specifically in regard to education. And then we also received from Tech Associates the annual notification about the vegetation control program with the Providence Worcester Railroad. Details about exactly what they're doing is available for anybody who wants to view it in the Selectman's office. Any other correspondence to bring before the board this evening?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything either.
Okay. Moving on to Selectmen comments. The floor is open to Selectmen comments.
I actually do not have anything tonight.
Nothing at this time.
Okay. The only thing I want to point out is that Thursday evening, the Board of Selectmen and the Board of Education will be presenting their proposed budgets to the Board of Finance. I encourage the public to attend. I encourage the public to look at our budgets. They are published. They are line by line, and really see what might be in jeopardy of being cut, because we do believe that there will still be some cuts that the Board of Finance will need to make in order to present a reasonable budget to the public. So be active, be involved. The budgets are published entirely for you to review. And I hope to see a lot of people at the presentation on Thursday, as well as at all the upcoming budget workshops with the Board of Finance. And so that meeting is held in the Thompson Public Library, the Thompson Public Schools Auditorium, beginning at 7 p.m. And it is also going to be live streamed on YouTube. So lots of opportunity to participate and get a full understanding of what our budget is looking like for the coming year. All right, and with that, I will move on to agenda item 6, citizen comments. We'll start with the Zoom audience. Any citizen comments? Yes, Valerie Clark.
Hi, Valerie Clark, Elm Road. I apologize for my voice. I just wanted to comment on the agenda item coming up regarding the sale of town property. I believe that Marla Butts had recommended against selling that particular set of properties. So I would advise going with her recommendation. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Valerie. Any other citizen comments from the Zoom audience? Yes, Jessica Bolte.
Jessica Bolte, 1081 Riverside Drive. I just wanted to plug the 8th grade committee spaghetti dinner on Saturday from 5 to 7 at Valley Springs. Plates are $10 for 10 and up. Anybody under 10 is $8, and takeout will be available. We'd love to see you all there.
Great.
Thank you.
Jessica, how did you say you get the tickets?
You can either purchase on the door or on the Thompson Middle School PTO Facebook page. There is a Cheddar uplink to pay by card.
Okay, awesome. This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Okay. Any other citizen comments from the Zoom audience? Citizen comments from the room? Any citizen comments? Just stand up, state your name and address for the record. Yes.
Philip Ross, Brickyard Road.
Mhm.
About a month or so ago, I was walking my dog down on a road near my house, and I got attacked, and my dog got attacked. We were a little disappointed in the lack of action by the town. So we called the ACO that night. She refused to come out that night. Said she would come out the next day, but we never heard anything from her for a few days. Turned out she was ill. But according to the state bylaws, if you get bitten by a dog, you must be have the dog quarantined within 24 hours. And you must be given notice of that within 24 hours, and none of that happened. I did speak to you, Amy. I guess my question is, you kept saying that we can't do anything about what happened in the past. I'm guessing, I just want to know, you said sorry, I'm nervous. What are you gonna do to improve that?
There have already been measures in place. Brianna has received a formal warning. And the state ACO has also stepped in to ensure with her that that never happens again.
And also what is being done about the lack of licensing of dogs in this state.
We do our best to find dogs and get them licensed. The dogs in question, the 4 dogs that you suspect potentially could have been the aggressors. 2 of them have already been licensed, and 2 we're currently just watching and waiting to make sure they get licensed.
Okay,
So
thank you.
you're welcome. Any other citizen comments in the room? Citizen comments? All right, we will move on to agenda item 7. Veteran of the Month, Joe Blanchard. Joe Blanchard of Passay Road in North Riverdale has been chosen by the nominating committee to be honored as the March 2025 Thompson Veteran of the Month. Joe served in the United States Air Force from 1966 to 1970 and in the Air Force Reserve. Mr. Blanchard was an airman 2nd class. He joined the Air Force in 1966 and was assigned to Lackland Air Force Base in Texas for his basic training. During his Air Force tenure, he was assigned to various bases around the country due to the sensitive nature of his work. Among those stops, Joe was stationed at Otis Air Force Base, Westover Air Force Base, Dover Air Force Base, and Rantoul Air Force Base, among many others. His primary and longest stint was at the Niagara Falls missile site in upstate New York, where he was the air police for the Office Intelligence Corps Enhanced Security Division. There, Airman Blanchard had oversight of 48 Nike missiles as part of our country's Air Defense and Air Strategic Command program. As part of that mission, he was responsible for guarding and safety of numerous bomb shelters, as well as radiation waste material. After leaving the service, Joe received a degree in engineering from the Norton Company in Worcester, Mass. For the next 35 years, he traveled the world as a senior service engineer for Madison Machine Works, based in Rockford, Illinois. His work took him to 5 foreign countries, including stops in Sweden, Brazil, India, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Mexico City. Additionally, his work had him traveling to 40 different states in the US. He was also a senior member of the Manufacturing Engineers of America and earned a degree in warehouse management and material handling from Spartanburg Technical College in South Carolina. Joe is married to the former Tina Wilson, whom he met while living in Illinois. They have 7 children, 12 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren, and a very hectic life. Joe has been awarded the National Defense Medal for his time in the Air Force. He also was awarded the Vietnam Service Medal and an Honorable Discharge Medal from the Air Force. He has also received numerous ribbons and awards for his extraordinary service to our country. He has a beautiful and moving display of his awards and service-related memorabilia displayed in his office at home, which he proudly showed Rainey Moran, our veterans officer. Mr. Joseph Blanchard, thank you for your service to our country from a very grateful community. As always, I turn it over to our Veteran Service Officer, Rainey Moran, because I know he'll want to say a few words.
Thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. Wow, it's an impressive resume. Job well done. Represent our country extremely well, and we're pleased as a community to honor you as a Thompson Veteran of the Month. Well done.
Thank you.
In addition to all the accolades that First Selectman just wrote off, you have a rich history in the community as well. And I'd like to maybe just for the sake of the audience here, the audience at home, to hear that you were more than just an Air Force hero, but you're an all-around person as well. So when Joe was not traveling the world for work, as Amy said, he was a Webster Reserve police officer for 5 years and a constable for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for 10 years, as well as a volunteer for the Webster Fire Department. He also served as chairman of the Webster Planning and Zoning Board in the 1970s for about 10 years, 3 years as chairman of the Webster Advisory Committee. During his 10-year tenure on the planning board, Mr. Blanchard had set 3 major goals for himself during that period of time. And he proudly related those to me when I met with him at his lovely home on Passay Road a few weeks ago. All 3 of his major goals were achieved prior to his resignation from the planning board. The first was to see through the construction of the new Bartlett High School, quite an accomplishment, and that happened under his tenure. Recommending, coordinating, and the construction of a new subdivision for the Scenic Avenue housing development, and also fully reorganizing the consolidation of the entire Department of Public Works for the town of Webster. And I'm sure, knowing politics, that wasn't probably very easy.
No, not. You're gonna throw me off the roof a couple of times.
Joe was also a longtime director and volunteer of the Webster Pop Warner football program. He's a 32nd degree Master Mason and a lifelong member of the Shriners Children's Hospital. And we know that they do awfully good work around the country. Sort of on a personal note, Joe was sharing with me one of I think, how would I describe it? A bittersweet event that happened in his life. In the fall of 1978, and some of you around this room are too young to remember this, but others listening in, I'm sure are. In the fall of 1978, Joe became a member of the Swamp Rats search team. He and a handful of other neighborhood volunteers searched every weekend for the next 3 years the swamps and the woods behind their homes off of Ash Street. The area that led from Ash Street, that first street in Massachusetts, to Interstate 395, right on the Massachusetts and Connecticut state line, for the missing 4-year-old Andy Amato.
I
I'm
remember
sure
that.
a lot of you in this room remember that. Andy mysteriously disappeared on that Saturday afternoon on September 30th, 1978, while playing in those backwoods with, I believe, his little sister and cousin. They returned back to their home that afternoon, and little Andy never did, and to this day, never returned to his home. Many of our readers will remember that tragic incident, which captured the tri-state's attention and also garnered national news coverage for a long time. Hundreds, if not thousands, of volunteers traced every single foot of that swamp for many months, led by their neighbor, Joe, and for many years following. Sadly, Joe recalls how devastating that event of 47 years ago still haunts him to this day. Joe lived on that Ash Street neighborhood at that time. A very, very bittersweet thing that happened to you. I know that you were proud of the effort that was given by your group every weekend for 3 years, but saddened by the fact that Andy never showed up to this day. But having said that, you are a true American hero. All of us in this room and people listening in at home from the audience recognize that. You're a member of our community living on Passay Road, and we are just so pleased to have you here this evening. And I believe the first selectman has a beautiful plaque that we're going to present you now. Just so you know, did you notice the bulletin board out in the front with your name? That is going to be there for the community to see for the entire month of March. In addition to that, there's a press release coming out, and I'm not sure if it'll hit this week's Village newspaper or next week's. It's on our Facebook, WINY Facebook. It's on the Town of Thompson Facebook as well. And we had a nice ad in the Shopper's Guide as well, that gets distributed throughout northeastern Connecticut. So those are the things that you can expect to happen. And the best thing is a presentation from our first selectman. So come on up.
All right, Mr. Blanchard. Town of Thompson honors Veteran of the Month, Joe Blanchard, United States Air Force, 1966 through 1970. Thank you for your service in a very grateful community.
Wow, thank you very much. I was thinking about this after I had a meeting with Renee. This is a high honors I've ever gotten. Like, I was thinking, you know, it'd be nice if Thompson could be like to him, like the leader for the whole state of Connecticut. That all towns and cities, no matter what size they are, have this type of meeting with the selectmen or the city council, if it's a major city, and recognize the veterans. You know, that's wrong with this town of Thompson being the leading, you know, to leading edge to this. And I'd certainly like to see some kind of program put together and forward to the governor, that maybe he can make a suggestion that, you know, let the veterans service officer in each area do this, because I think this is really great. And certainly nothing I was expecting, I can tell you that. It's kind of fun to drive down the street, see your name on the board out there.
Watch it, Joe Blanchard. Please take your Bible back.
Better than
I have a
post
box.
office.
I understand, you know.
I never got more.
And I really appreciate this.
You earned it, for sure, for sure. How about a nice picture with the members of the Board of Selectmen and Tina, why don't you come up too, and
take a picture. with
And our
what's-
veteran services.
Yeah, sure. That. Look.
Everybody look at the camera. Perfect.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Great job. You're welcome to, stick around for the rest of the meeting or head for the hills.
Thank you, sir. What fun you working in noise?
Okay, because you had healed over there.
Yeah, I did both.
Did both, because I worked over in plenty,
Yeah, I know.
back in the
Yeah.
program. Did 70s.
Put a lot of machines in, but
Not sure.
I got my graduation, I'm going away, put machines in. I want to travel, I'll put machines in. Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably about 7 years. down there.
Yeah.
Couple of layoffs and stuff. It was interesting.
You ever see the Plano machine?
The what?
Plano machine was in one of the buildings down before.
You used to just see rubber wheel and Plan A
I
was
put-
just small.
Give me 3 months to put the Plano machine. And it's all done. It's a $1 million machine.
But it's not- One of the guys that was up there was Wheelock. I don't know if you remember him. He was right from Dudley.
I remember, I
Yes.
was being there at 7 o'clock at night with the police. Went upstairs on the 3rd floor to take the machine out. We put on a chain, we put on the chain, we took the part of the wall. We brought a crane up from the street, there's a wall there, keep that in mind. And we had 2 guys from Hampshire, young kids, on that platform. Guiding, couldn't see either side. I was laying down, the chain above my head, hoping it wouldn't break. After we pushed it on the platform, it happened on the platform, the chain above my head snapped. Because it was tied onto the rail of the stairs, pulled the rail up, all that went past my head, looked out, I told you, I was like, hold on, and the platform went up, these 2 guys swinging back and forth. That's what caused all that. The machine, of course, it didn't fall, so you dropped it down real quick, you could hear the guy down in custom plates, you never full letter, what do you think? What is this problem? We're up here, we're going to get all the garbage, he's running the crane. A 1,500-pound pressure, hydraulic hose, right in front of him, from the panel, busted, sprayed him with oil. What happens? He let go of the controls, he had it, what I'm saying, knocked him almost out of the truck. So then we had all of Worcester Police Department there, all the fire department there, and that's hazmat. So you had to call the company in, does that stuff out of Boston.
Oh, wow.
Clean Harbors. Clean Harbors, yes, yeah. So it's about 35 degrees, and I'm standing out in the middle of the road, freezing, no place to go to warm up, and they would not let us leave the police would not let us leave. We stayed until 7 o'clock in the morning, then they sent everybody home.
Yeah,
So we had a lot of money for the release, I wanted to throw us like, oh, I can tell you that, the cost of base paper.
You wouldn't recognize Norton.
For sure.
You can tell the stories about the nuclear silos, that'd be cool. I'm just.
I got one real quick. It's funny, you know those metal shacks that you have in your backyard?
Yeah.
That's what the silos look like. And when someone hits the button, the silo doesn't actually blow up, it blows sideways, it's on rails. You don't see the rails in the grass, and the missile's down there. So I'm doing sentry duty at 2 o'clock in the morning. I look, and one of the shacks was open. Not supposed to be open unless I'm gonna fire it. And if you got to fire it, I'm there, I'm dead, I walked around and said, why the hell is that thing open? I wonder what this, I've never seen this so close. Yeah, that's what this looks like. I forgot about camera, okay? I'm going, I got no, not taking no pictures, I got an M16 right here, and I'm fully loaded with gear because it's cold. Jeez, that's what a missile looks like, that's the hole looks like, it's all lit up, you know what I'm saying, down there? I said, "You dumb ass, get the F away from that framing tape." I got a week's worth of I had to do my 8-hour duty, then I spent the week in the kitchen cooking potatoes.
KP.
Yeah,
KP, kitchen police.
Thank you, folks, appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you very
No
much.
offense, but 14 years of sitting in these meetings, planning board, I don't know. Wish you the best.
Totally understand.
Thank you.
Congratulations, I know all about the swamp rats. Yes, I'm John Vermont, as a chief.
Yeah, use my boss. Yeah. Like all the time. I'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. As always, that's a pleasure.
It is.
It's nice to get to know some of the veterans and their stories. All right, moving on to agenda item 8. John Jezierski requests to purchase 2 lots of town-owned property on Woodland Ave. I brought this to the board maybe about 2 months ago. And Ken, you had made the request to send it on to conservation and wetlands. Both commissions discussed it, didn't see an issue. I will say that I tend to carry some of Valerie's sentiments. Okay. Well, first, what action we might take is that we'd be sending this on to Planning and Zoning Commission for an 8/24. And then if Planning and Zoning are to come back and sit and give us approval, then it would go out, it would be advertised for bid because it is over the $1,000, which the ordinance requires. So it would have to go out into the paper, open for public bid. I tend to feel that Schoolhouse Pond and many of the lakes in Thompson are overpopulated already. This would create a buildable lot. Not the two, but the two in addition to what Mr. Jezierski already owns. So that's what I wanted to bring to you and Suzanne, just so that you'd be aware that the addition of the two lots 5 and 6 to what Mr. Jezierski already owns does create another building lot. I don't know how you both feel about it. Obviously NDDH would have to approve septic design
Well-
if a house was built on it in the future.
Correct.
So, I mean,
I did think about this and I was
Mhm.
just, because we've got probably about 120 lots up there,
Right.
substantial amount of property
right,
up in that area. And it's all going back to I think it was Beldings back then that, and the Parker, but I mean, it was all
Right.
part of the Mills.
Yeah, that was Bill.
Yeah,
Right.
back in the day, and it was the Parker family and,
and there is a significant amount of wetlands within the lots that we
oh,
own.
yes,
So,
very much so. So we do have our requirements in order for building,
right.
for one.
Mhm.
There is 120 lots. We've had people from time to time that have kind of poked around and, you know, thought about doing something up in that area.
And most of the lots are on paper streets.
Correct.
Difference being that these two connected with his
Mhm.
has frontage on a road.
Yep, no, and I get that.
So,
If we send it down to P and Z for their review, I would hope and think that maybe that planning does a full review on this
mhm,
in conjunction with all of the 120 lots.
right,
To see if it makes sense. To bring, to sell off some of them that are building.
mhm,
Doesn't mean that it would happen, but explore that, because it is property that's there.
mhm.
It is in its natural habitat, which is fine. But maybe it's time that we take a good look at it and see what P and Z thinks. They may say, no, you know, we just want to, leave it in its natural, and that's fine. Or they may turn around and look at it and say, with the 120, let's say there's 7, 8 lots that you can build a house on. And I'm just throwing that out based on wetlands, and maybe it's time that we put it out there,
Mhm.
you know, and whatever it brings, it brings. I mean, it is far enough away from the lake. It's still gonna meet all the requirements. But maybe it's time we take a good look at this and see. And if they put it to bed, then we know that this is never, you know, this will just stay natural raw, or we put it out for anybody that,
So you're looking, in addition to requesting for lots 5
I
and
think
6.
I think
to
a
say,
good
"Hey,
look.
why don't you take a look at all of the lots.
And I think it's time.
Suzanne, what is your opinion? Do you have thoughts on this topic?
I lost you for a little bit there. I don't have good internet, but I don't have a problem with doing a little research as Ken is suggesting and getting a little more information, but I'd be curious as to what the abutters would feel as well. Not, you know, not that they have um I just think it makes a difference in how we approach it. But I think Ken's got a really good point with looking at all the lots that we have and having a really solid evaluation into, you know, if there's some that are, it would be beneficial for us to sell as a town, that might be a good idea. But maybe it's beneficial for us to hang on to it for the abutters and the landowners.
So for now, for the question about John Jezierski, are we
I would,
approving, sending this to planning and zoning for review, specifically lots 5 and 6 in this case, and then
well,
further review of all the lots potentially.
because, well, even with that 5 and 6 being reviewed, that could tie into several lots that are up there if they decided to consolidate 4 or 5 lot, whatever it would be to make whatever their regulations are for a piece of property.
Right,
That the whole package should be looked at, how it could be divided up, if it's feasible, based on, you know, everything that we talked about, wetlands,
I
everything.
think the lot size in the Lake District
They're
is
tiny.
0.34. If I'm. It's a little bit larger than the district here because it doesn't have sewer because.
Yeah,
it's
well, that's
septic.
why I'm saying, the P and Z knows what can be
Right.
built up there and
Right.
not.
Well, I looked in the
Yeah.
regulations because I wanted to see
Yeah,
exactly.
because I think
what it
those are like
was.
0.16, the actual.
0.08,
0.08, so they're very tiny,
right.
and in order
You
to
need
have.
quite a few of them.
Yeah, water, sewer, everything, you've got to have quite a few in order to make it work.
Right, right.
And the lots that could be abutting 5 and 6 may not even be buildable to put together, and breaking off 5 and 6 for, if they so choose to go that way, may make more sense. Whatever we do with this, because this is all, you know, there are costs in order to sell this off,
Mhm.
that whoever we do sell it to, if it comes to that, that the cost of surveying and stuff would be on the person buying it
Right,
and not the town,
right.
because we have no
Absolutely.
reason to survey it at this point. And the other reason too, looking at, because they're all paper streets,
Mhm.
and they have their rules and regulations, how to access certain pieces of property.
Right.
Because it'll be all unimproved roads, et cetera,
Mhm.
and they're the experts in that,
Right.
so.
So Ken, are you suggesting we send just these couple of lots or all of the lots that we have in that area?
Send in the request for 5 and 6 for Mr.
I think,
Giuseppe.
right,
For that, but it's also tied into the review of everything that's in that area, especially the lots that are abutting 5 and 6.
well, I think that might be a special assignment potentially for them to
But-
review.
Yeah,
for
but like I
now-
said, you know, you've got 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 may make a lot, or they may need.
7, 8, 9, and 10 brings them into wetlands.
So.
So,
Amy, can you refresh my memory? Why did Mr. Jajerski want to purchase the land?
he said it was for his privacy.
Okay, that's what I had,
Lots-
that's what I remembered, but I just
in the
wanted to
map-
verify it.
Lots 1, 2, 3, and 4 are owned by Mr. Jazersky, 5 and 6. Initially, he wanted 5 through 9, but has since determined that he only wants 5 and 6.
Okay,
So,
And we do have, up in that area, that we do have homeowners that over the decades have purchased multiple lots,
Mhm.
you know, for their
Right.
properties.
sure, and I can understand that too.
Sure.
So I would be in favor of sending it on to the P and Z as well.
are you making that as a motion?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, make the motion to send it back.
Okay, so Suzanne has the motion. Ken, do you want a second?
Well, I'll second it, but with the caveat that they look at the whole scope of that area and how it looks currently and to the future.
Okay,
Because
And I agree.
you know, 5 and
Okay.
6 may tie into 7, 8, 9, whatever,
okay.
you know.
So the motion is to send to planning and zoning for review the request to purchase lots 5 and 6, or to acquire lots 5 and 6, which would be through a purchase. And then in addition, a review of the surrounding parcels
Yes,
within that Lake District,
Yes.
yes,
town-owned parcels.
Mhm.
yes.
All right, so Suzanne has the motion, Ken has the second. Any further discussion on this topic?
No.
Okay, all in favor of passing this over to planning and zoning, say aye.
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 Aye. All right, agenda item 9, a request to utilize. So the request was from the Emergency Management Department to utilizing the remaining funds that were left over from the Humvee and ambulance sales to purchase tires for the Tahoe. So this would have to go, I felt it would have to go to the Board of Finance. There's $1,499 left from that sale. or that, the sale of the ambulance and the Humvee after the purchase of the Yukon, and the tires are $1,165.84.
I'll make a motion that we request from the Board of Finance, I think it's the transfer of the funds,
Yep,
the remaining funds in order to put the tires on the emergency management vehicle.
do you want to make it for an amount up to 1,200, or do you want to say up to? This is a pretty solid quote, right, John? Yeah,
Hope so.
You know, everything is subject to change.
yeah, do you,
Yeah.
I mean-
well, just up to the full amount that's remaining then,
Then I would go with that,
okay,
Yeah.
okay? Because you don't know what may change.
yep. I'll second your motion. Any discussion on this request?
Nope.
All right, all in favor of approving the request from the Board of Finance for an amount up to the remaining funds of $1,499.35, say aye.
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 Aye. All right. Hopefully you can buy some tires.
Hope so.
Agenda item 10, resignation, Michael Darcy, the Housing Authority Commission. So we received this back in September, but it wasn't going to be effective until April 1st, so we were holding off.
Hoping he changes mind.
Yeah, kind of. He's done a great job as the chair of that commission for the last 5 years. The nice thing is, recently Keith Elliott had taken a position and he is taking over as the chair. And Mike has said that, Keith's doing a phenomenal job, so it's in good hands. So I'll make a motion that we accept the resignation effective April 1st, 2025 of Mike Darcy from the Thompson Housing Authority Commission with regret.
I'll second it.
Any discussion on this?
Just
Resignation.
to thank Mike, he's done an outstanding job. And he still will be with us as a moderator, I believe,
Yes,
as well. So he's still gonna be involved. It's great. I'm glad he did this for the 4 years.
Yes.
He's done an outstanding job.
for sure.
And I just want to echo that and say, Housing Authority was the first commissioner board I sat on with Amy as well. And
Yeah.
it was probably, I really enjoyed my time there. So I'm happy that Mike has been able to serve that commission for all of these years, and I'm sad to see him go.
For sure. He wants more time with his grandkids.
I understand that.
He's earned it.
Yep, so all in favor of accepting this resignation with regret, say aye.
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 Aye. All right, agenda item 11. Thompson Middle School, 8th grade moving up request, fill the paw fundraiser at the transfer station on May 3rd and May 17th, 2025.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Any discussion on this request?
I don't think so.
Dates are fine. There's no
Yep,
problems.
the dates were good.
Perfect.
There was one conflict and I think Marie had to change one of them.
Okay.
So. Okay, all in favor of approving this request as presented, say aye.
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 Aye. Any other business to bring before the board this evening?
I don't have anything.
I don't either.
Nothing on other business, just a quick comment.
Mhm.
You know, with the veterans, which was a great, it's a great program. Maybe, based on what Joe was saying, and we've talked, Rainey, now that you're the active, maybe we can get those, posters and stuff that we can work on a program to put them on the telephone poles like other towns have.
Oh.
Okay, because, you know, we're honoring, our current, 400 and something, but we have
Mm.
people that have long been passed.
31 veterans.
Correct, and we do have, from the Civil War, on up people and relatives, and maybe we could do a program, get it, done. I'm sure, the cost of the poster, I'm sure families of a lot of these veterans and stuff would be more than happy to, fundraise to that, but we did mention it, but I think that would go nicely hand in hand with what we're currently doing.
That is something that you and I have talked about in the past, and I'm still still in my infancy in this,
Mhm.
this program, but it is on my radar screen. I know a lot of the local communities have those and they are very impressive. So probably something that I can incorporate on a few other things that I've got on a hopper right now for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it might come as a cost to the town. I'm not sure how other communities.
I don't know how other towns do it.
I could explore.
That'd be great, especially with your contacts now being in that circle. I'm sure there's a lot of other towns that are doing
I
it
guess
as
one of
well.
the questions, and that's not on the agenda to talk about tonight, but 431 veterans, we're not gonna put 431 up.
Right.
How do you determine it? Is it the veteran of the years, are the veteran of the month recipients? Is it?
Right.
What's the criteria?
Something that we need to work on,
Yeah, okay, that's a great.
you
great
know,
answer.
I mean, how else you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Put them up for a couple of years and then you put up another group for a couple, you know, there's,
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a way of, that we could work that out.
Take it on.
But with your contacts now with the veterans,
Yeah.
office and everything, maybe they can find out how they're doing it.
We wouldn't be reinventing
Nope,
the wheel because it's done in a lot.
but that
Mhm.
would be a great thing to do.
All right, any other business to bring before the board this evening? We will move on to citizen comments then. Jessica Bolte,
Just thank you for approving the transfer station for 8th grade committee. We appreciate it.
absolutely. Thanks for all the work you do.
Somebody's got to do it.
It's a lot.
Thanks, Jess.
Any other citizen comments, Zoom or room? Oh, yes.
Sean Brissett, Lowell Davis Road. With regard to the land up by Schoolhouse Pond, I would say if you're talking about examining all of that, then maybe, I don't know, but think more like a developer
Mhm.
than a town willing to sell, including the two that this person wants, because those two could be key to something else.
Mhm.
If you remember, not that long ago, Gumby came into P and Z. And the paper road over on Beatty,
Mhm.
he was told, that's a road, you can use it. All those lots from 1960 are now in play, along with the new zoning rules. I don't even know how many house lots he can put in on the 2 building lots off of Route 200 that are now accessible from that paper road. I'd hate to see the town sell off these lots
Mhm.
for $1,000 a piece and a developer turns them into $500,000 worth of property.
Right.
I'm perfectly fine with it getting developed and being worth $500,000 and houses going on it, but the town should make that money.
Mhm.
Not a developer who says, ooh, I can grab all these for 10 grand, put in a road and look what I just.
Yeah,
did."
exactly.
So
I
Well,
agree.
And
Yeah.
that's what P and Z needs to look at,
Exactly.
the whole picture.
Yep, and remember, that land backs up to, I don't know if Genesic still owns it, he did. Off of that short little dead end off of
Orchard,
Babula.
Mm.
There's that short little dead end road off of Babula, you get to the end of that road, it's a sand pit.
yeah,
Yeah, Laurelwood, that's it.
Laurelwood, yeah.
Well, that land backs up to there, which,
Mhm.
again, anybody that gets their hand on all these $500 lots and then manages to get a hold of that land. So there's a lot of potential there. And I'd hate to see the town say, sure. Because those paper roads have proven to be roads,
Right.
you know.
Good point.
It was the suggestion of the assessor that the lots be sold as contiguous, unbuildable lots.
So, like we spoke, look, if somebody wants to buy it and they're swearing up and down, they want it for, you know,
Conservation,
privacy, then put it in conservation.
yep.
Make
Agreed.
that part contingent of the sale. You really want it as privacy, then contingent of the sale, you have to put it into conservation, which means you can never sell it, you can never develop it.
Mhm. I'm not the crunchiest person in the world. And as far as being an environmentalist, But I truly believe that those lots around Schoolhouse Pond should be in conservation.
And if that's the case, then the town just puts it all in conservation.
We just
Done.
designate it and be done with
Or
it.
gives it to, who's he there?
Oh, Wyndham Land Trust.
Wyndham Land Trust. Yeah,
Give it to Wyndham Trust.
to protect the lake. It's all about protecting the lake,
Right, but
so. That's my opinion.
anyway.
We'll see what planning. and
But
zoning
there's,
thinks.
that's why I said, you
But
gotta
the
look at the whole
consensus
thing.
is to send it to planning and zoning,
I
for sure.
agree, just don't see the town give this stuff away. and then
Agreed.
somebody comes
No.
in.
Agreed, good point.
If we can make money, then we make.
Any other citizen comments? Thank you for that, Sean. That was excellent.
Yeah.
Good points. Any other citizen comments online? All right, we will move on to agenda item 14, tax refunds. There's a few. Make a motion that we refund Toyota Lease Trust $268.31, $378, $543.09, $619.26, $608.44. And then ACAR Leasing, $705.84, $718.38, $615.05, $459.60, $559.87. Janine A. Smith, $310.39, CCAP Auto Lease Ltd, $303.02, Ally Financial, $622.67, David G. Mossy Jr., $8, Anne Marie McNamara, $4, Chelsea Patterson, $9.88, Ernest J. Lambert III, $100, CCAP Auto Lease Ltd, $124.64, and Matthew Martucci, $1,327.15, for a total of $8,285.59 in tax refunds. I make that motion.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on these tax refunds? All in favor of approving the tax refunds as presented, say aye.
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 All right. Make a motion that we adjourn this meeting at 7:47 PM.
Second.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
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 Aye. All right, thanks, Suzanne. Have a good night. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.